What's going on, everybody? Yugioh here, and welcome to another episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Battle. So, last episode, we went Karibo versus Wing Karibo. The furball that haunts your nightmares, and the other one that you just want to snuggle and hug it because it's cute and cuddly. So, this time, we'll be going over Stardust Dragon versus Stardust Radiance Dragon. Now, I know Radiance Dragon is not out in the TCG, and is not planned to for a little while now. But, you know, in my opinion, if you can use a card on at least DN or Yugioh Pro, it is fair game to compare and contrast to other cards. Because you can technically use it on these sites in these games, because, you know, you can use OCG cards. So, and I'm sure this little discussion, this little wonder is going to pop up in the future when Radiance is available for everybody to use. And feel like why not go ahead and talk about these two cards right now, and you know, just to give my 2 cents on which one you really should be using if you want to run synchros, and you have the option to run level 8 synchros if you have the ability to make level 8 synchros. So let's start off with Stardust Dragon, shall we? The eldest of the two, the one we've had since the beginning of synchros pretty much. So Stardust Dragon is a generic level 8 synchro with wow. I just heard my own video. I'm not on YouTube. What the fuck? I've been hearing that so often! Hopefully, I'm hoping that came out in the recording. I want that too, to make sure I'm not crazy! Anyway. Generic level 8 synchro with 2500 attack, 2000 defense. Its effect states, when an effect activates that destroys cards on the field, you can tribute Stardust Dragon to negate the activation and destroy the card. During the end phase, if this card negating an effect this way, during the turn you can special summon this card from your graveyard. Now, of course, if Stardust Dragon is banished, you won't get the revival effect because it's not in the graveyard, even though people still try to do it. I don't know why. Either they're just trying to troll you, or they're really that stupid. I'm hoping for the troll part, but we all know the real reason. Stardust Dragon is a phenomenal card, and it's pretty much one of the best synchros out there. Of course, some of the better synchros are banned, like Dark Guardian, Darkstrike Fighter, as well as Brio. But Stardust Dragon can help protect your ass, protect your monsters from destruction effects. Now, of course, Stardust Dragon cannot negate counter traps such as the Silent Brigade, since they are spell speed 3, and Stardust here is a spell speed 2. But if you do summon Stardust Dragon and then your opponent goes bottomless or Torrential Tribute, you can still use Stardust Dragon's effect of negation to save itself and bring it back to the end phase. Because cards like Bottomless Chapeau don't really negate the summon. It's just your monster's now successfully summoned. You can then it's just destroying the monster. So you can therefore use Stardust Dragon's effect of negation. Now, one major good thing about Stardust Dragon is the fact that it gets around cards like Skill Drain. Because Skill Drain still allows effects to activate on the field. It's just the resolution of the effect, it stops. So since Stardust Dragon's effect resolves off the field, mainly in the grave or banished if it does get banished by a card like, you know, Macrocosmos or something like that, you will still get the negation effect. And you'll still be able to revive it from the graveyard by its own effect. Now, like I said, it has to be in the graveyard for its revival effect to activate. So, under Macrocosmos, Stardust Dragon is still a very useful card, but not as useful as it would be if it was like under Skill Drain or not. Because, you know, Stardust Dragon has to be in the graveyard for the effect to actually work and actually activate, to bring itself back. Now, another nice thing about Stardust Dragon, if you remember in the Plant era where, you know, a Plant player was able to get out both Stardust Dragon and Scrap Dragon. This was a deadly play. Because now you had a Scrap Dragon which can pop shit, and a Stardust Dragon which can protect Scrap Dragon from destruction effects. And it's actually pretty nasty. And, you know, it's still a really nice play. Now, another big thing with Stardust Dragon is the fact that it has Stardust Dragon Assault Mode, which is one of the most annoying cards to deal with. This thing is so annoying, but it is just so good. Stardust Dragon Assault Mode can negate any effect, and Stardust Dragon can help make that by using a trap called Assault Mode Activate. So that's another big plus for Stardust Dragon, the fact that it can go into this. Now, like I said, like the only real bad thing about Stardust, like I said, is Macrocosmos. Macrocosmos hurts Stardust a little bit, but it doesn't. But Stardust Dragon doesn't have a lot of negativity towards it. It just doesn't have a lot of minuses, and Stardust Dragon is a very balanced card for what it is. It's not overpowered. It's extremely balanced. So, let's go over Stardust Radiance Dragon, which is the manga version of Stardust Dragon. Now, both Stardust Dragon and Stardust Radiance Dragon pretty much have the same cons and pros going for them. Just the only difference between Radiance Dragon and regular Stardust Dragon is the fact that the anime Stardust and manga Stardust pretty much have sort of same effects, but are used in different ways. Stardust Radiance, of course, is generic level 8 synchro, same attack and defense as Stardust Dragon. But its effect states that once per turn, during either player's turn, you can target one face-up card you control. Once this turn, it cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects. Now, notice it says once. Basically, it only is a one-time deal during that turn, which kind of is a bad sign to Radiance Dragon. But there is a nice combination with Radiance Dragon with Scrap Dragon. If you have both Radiance Dragon and Scrap Dragon on the field, you can use Radiance Dragon's effect on itself, so it cannot be destroyed by card effects. Then use Scrap Dragon's effect on Radiance Dragon, destroying Radiance Dragon, not really, but then you get the pop a card on your opponent's side of the field. It's a really nice thing to have, and it is pretty much infinite fuel for Scrap Dragon. And the fact that it prevents battle destruction as well really makes it a pretty damn good card. Now, one of the biggest cons, other than the once this turn thing on the card effects, is the fact that skill drain is not a big fan of it, since Radiance effect resolves on the field, so he's not a fan of skill drain. And also, Radiance is a quick effect, so like Stardust Dragon, it will get over cards like Bottom Chapeau and Torrential Tribute because of that. But it's only a one-time deal during that turn, so but it's always nice to keep your 2500 B-Sig on the field and make them waste a Bottomless or a Torrential during that turn. Now, finally, is the fact that Radiance Dragon is a great card for macro decks. Since Stardust Dragon, you only get one negation effect because of macro. Radiance Dragon, you get multiple stuff since he doesn't leave the field for his effect to really resolve. So if you're running a macro deck, Radiance Dragon is pretty much, in my opinion, your go-to guy, your go-to dragon for macro, since you can just keep him on the field. But it's only if you have the potential to make level 8 synchros and you're not running Starlight Road. And I'm not talking about Starlight Road. So, out of these two cards, which one really should you be using? If you have like one card in the extra deck, one more card in the extra deck that you need. You have 14 cards, you need that 15 card. Well, I'd rather try to run two, but both of them, but you only have one spot left. Which one should you choose? Stardust Dragon or Radiance Dragon? Well, in my opinion, as much as I love Radiance Dragon and my Macro 100 deck, I gotta give kudos to Stardust Dragon. I gotta give the win to Stardust. Stardust Dragon can protect more stuff than Radiance Dragon. It gets around skill drain, and it will stop Torrential Tribute. It will stop a multitude of cards. Instead of protecting one card, this guy can protect all your cards. So, if you run one of the two Stardust in a regular deck, Stardust Dragon is your guy. But, if you're running macro, I would suggest running Radiance Dragon over Stardust Dragon. Just because you'll get multiple negations off of Radiance Dragon, other than the Stardust Dragon. But again, that's just me. So, which of these two do you prefer? Radiance Dragon or Stardust Dragon? If you had to run either one of these two cards, which one would you run? You can post your opinions in the comment section below. You can explain why. You don't have to. You can just say Stardust Dragon because I can. You know, it doesn't really matter. And if any other suggestions for Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Battle, feel free to post them in the comment section below, and I will go over them in future episodes. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Battle, and I don't know how many times I've said that in this episode. I could probably turn that to a drinking game. So anyway, comment, rate, subscribe, and bye.